My last video got cut because we keep jamming. However, I'm gonna continue. Yes, so back to the costume thing. I'm not the only one who complain about it. I have people who uptown, downtown, everybody are complaining about it. Even soca artists complain about it. The costume is way too expensive and come like a wine. They never include the masses. But them can't keep doing what they're doing. Everything is only for a matter of time. Everything is only a matter of time. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. As soon as they start expose the enemies them and make them you unveil them true colors, they take offense to it. Because the thing with Saturn is that whatever that deep dark secret that is buried down and he thought you got away with, your crimes, them and the evils that you do, she has a way of exposing them and bring it up to the surface. And way too many people take disadvantage of Pitney and them innocence. And my brother felt really betrayed. Really, really betrayed. You know what I mean? And like I said, it wasn't my brother alone. It happened to other persons. Of course, my brother passed. You understand? Other persons are still alive, married and living with children and them wife. So I'm not gonna call their name because I mean these are men, you know. A lot of our men are being hurt by other men because hurt people hurt other people, especially when they're unhealed. You have to be careful with our boys are being molested by other men through churches, schools, right across the social status. A lot of them they're going around hurting our boys. Not only our boys, our girls, yes, but you know, we're on the subject of our men right now. And my brother couldn't get past it at all. He just couldn't get past it. He felt really betrayed. And he even spoke about other boys who it happened to because it was something that all of them as the boys like talk and said, you know what, so and so did, but they all felt so ashamed and they kept it quiet. They kept it quiet. This man has been doing it and still doing it now, still doing it with the boys inside the church. That man has no business being around children, yet alone to be teaching them. Because if at KC, I teach Spanish, their own people pick me. This bastard, him worse than a bastard. This piece of nothing. You have no business being around children. Abusing the energy and abusing the children's innocence, make them gain your trust and then you go in and betray them. You have no business being around children. And to think that you're there speaking on pulpit and preaching, you have nothing about you. But because your church congregation is very, they tend to cover up. They don't like when things get exposed. They like to keep it silent. That's how the churches are. That's how the Adventist church over here is, and all of them. These all the churches are like that, and the female them super protective. Them literally want war with you. You have a couple of them try to ward me a lot because I'm speak the truth and cuss them over them rubbish and expose them for them garbage. These people are evil, you know, and they're not ashamed. Narcissistic mentality and ways. And these are the people who are around their children. So you have to be very careful. And there are boys and our men are growing up into men, and this is why our men are being, it's like they're being so abused. I remember said them can't get to love another child or even their own child. How them supposed to really love them? Because they themselves did not get that love and they were abused by other men. Oh boy. Let us love our men and just our boys the support here and love them. Because you don't even know what they've been through. But I ask the men out there who you know that you were hurt, I send love to you and find it in your heart to forgive yourself, to forgive yourself and heal from it. Heal from it. I send you healing. I send you healing. And my brother told me, I hugged him. When my brother told me what happened, I cried and I hugged him. And I told him it's going to be okay. And I did tell my brother at that very young age that he's going to get justice. It's years later and he's getting justice. And when he said, speak his truth, I spoke his truth. And I know others will be set free mentally as well. And I hope you all who has been hurt, be it male or female, those who have been hurt, sexually abused, and I hope you forgive yourself first. Forgive yourself for your own healing and just release them to the universe so they can get their judgment. Forgive for your own healing. But remember, the best forgiveness is you forgiving your own self. Forgive your, because a lot of people blame them own self. Because you didn't know that they were going to betray your trust. You didn't know that. Forgive yourself. My brother didn't know that that was going to happen to him. Because these people gain your trust and then they hurt you. But forgive yourself. The best forgiveness is the forgiveness of self. And when you find it, when in your time, whenever you find it in your own time, forgive them so they can get their judgment. Because Saturn, the great crown mother Saturn, she will ensure that you get justice. She will ensure it. She will ensure. Oh boy. And when people, I see the other day when Queen Africa, when she spoke about what happened to her, people are saying, why she had to bring up this now? They don't know what people have been through, and they will speak about their issues and their hurt and their traumas when they've completely healed from it. Do not judge people. People who have been raped, don't judge them. They speak when they've completely come to terms with it and when they've healed from it. Now, the issue that I'm about to speak about. I remember when I was living in Jacksonville, you know that there's a ghetto part of Jacksonville and there's also a Don in Jacksonville. And no matter how you have the security alarms on their house, these rich people don't call the police, when anything, is a done, them off protecting them. No care what them not putting, them don't want a church and them don't want us no church up in them place and police station. They would rather live among Sadang as long as them can live comfortably in a freedom house. Them have the security yes on them place, but that at the least because the hill is so steep. The police can't share before the Dan can help them. You don't see any churches into Beverly Hills because they are not going to allow anybody to destabilize or to lower the value of their home. But they do that in your neighborhoods. They destabilize your neighborhood and have freedom own completely vibrating and call it uptown and have it vibrating that's higher frequency and have it as the upper echelons of society. Meanwhile, your one is looked down upon and them come with all type of things to lower the value of your neighborhood and lower the value of your home, your neighborhood, your community, while and the homes in the community, while theirs is keep expensive. And no matter how you're a teacher and you're nurse and police, you still, no matter how you're working, you still cannot afford a house in Beverly Hills nor Jacksonville off your income. They're going to put it over Angels and Portmore and further out in St. Catherine and put police and police station and those places end up becoming the ghetto eventually. So they're just moving you from one place to the other. That's what they're doing. Because if you look at Portmore now, it is now the biggest garrison. It is now the biggest garrison. And all these people had moved out from the jungle and the Tivoli Gardens and the Arnett Gardens and the Greenwich Town and them place, then they move out and go over there and think say yes. Them reach, and them on top. And them left out of the ghetto. They are now into what you call the big combined garrison because Portmore is the biggest ghetto in Jamaica. Now these people, same one into Portmore now is looking forward now to try to see if them can move further out, but the money won't for them because their income won't let them get to buy a house in the so-called Beverly Hills. And they have the middle class as bossy slaves. That's what they have, the middle class as more bossy slaves. Once you're not conforming or live under the government rules or them that they think that you should be living under or what they think to societal norms, you're looked down upon. And these same people that you have chastising you, they are doing worse than you. If night could come today, or if the walls should fall down and you should see what they be doing, you will cry shame. You will cry shame to see what your your churches, your church clergy, whatever they are, the pastors and these government officials and these so-called elites. There's nothing elite about them. There's nothing elite about these drunkards. Nothing elite about them. So they lack character. They lack character. The mere fact that you can kill and sacrifice people for them blood and innocent people and into the business of sacrifice, selling your soul for little and nothing. You have no character. There's nothing elite about your drunk ass. There's nothing elite about you. And learn the rubbish and filter it down to the ones that when have no sense. For years, them have you looking outside of yourself for somebody to come and save you, when all along the power lies within you and you needed to save yourself. For years, they've been doing this, maiming, killing, slaughtering, all in the name of religion. Bleeding the energy of the people, bleeding the energy and the resources and the culture of the indigenous people, while they and their criminal practices, their nasty practices, thriving, telling you that you are a slave. Have you vibrating in your lowest frequency? Because, like I said, I tell you that they control the music, the education system, and they train you from those institutions and these mediums. They train you through them to let you vibrate in your lowest frequency. We have to break from their system, break from it mentally. Remember, you're in conquering and healing yourself, conquering yourself, healing your traumas. You are your biggest work you will ever have to work on. Project. You are your biggest project, and you have to learn to master self. You have to learn to master yourself. And the worst thing is that these education system not teaching our children anything more than to regurgitate information. If you notice, the education, the exams is all about swatting. The projects is just to look in on the computer, type out this and put it in. That's the project. So your child is being trained to regurgitate and not to think for themselves. That's what's happening. So it's lowering your frequency, because let me tell you something. The internet, these computer and these things, and these so-called what them come out with technology, these are backward technology. Ancient Kemet was using it. Ancient Kemet is what you call Egypt. The Greek name for ancient Kemet is Egypt. So these are backward. The Egyptians were using tablets. You can go on the pyramids and you see the pictures. They were using tablets and phone and them thing there. And these watches, they were using them. These are ancient. The best technology is the technology of the mind. And even though you use the social networks and the computers, you have to learn to reprogram your mind. Because the best technology is the technology of the mind. Because their education system is that you're being trained like a robot. So you regurgitate what you hear. They don't teach you, the education system don't teach you to think on your own. So them swat, and then whatever you see, you've learned from the swatting, you put back on the paper. So you're regurgitating information without even understanding or comprehending what you read. And that's why this education system, the set of children coming in after, it don't even appeal to these children nowadays. And the ones them coming in, it's not going to be appealing to them, because the younger ones that are coming, they're bringing the ancient ones are coming back, and they're coming back more mentally advanced. And so you have to ensure that you take control of your mental energy, your mental health. You work on it, and you work on strengthening your mind, and don't depend too much on technology. Strengthen your mind, because the best technology is the technology of the mind. Set yourselves free from their mental slavery. Set yourself free mentally. When you're able to set yourself free mentally, you will be able to set yourself physically free and spiritually free as well. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you find a way to set yourself mentally free. What I say resonate, but not only does it resonate, that you sit quietly and meditate as well. Learn to sit in nature and ask the universe to give you wisdom, divine knowledge, and divine understanding. Take care of yourself.